What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another SLA video. Folks, hope you guys have been having some time off and being with your family and friends and loved ones. It's been a blast here. We are going back to work tomorrow, and I want to cover some things before I do that. So you guys can see we have a Hunter class loyalty event going on. I want to do a full breakdown of this and give you guys my opinions on what you should be aiming for on your account and who's going to make the best bang in terms of their presence in your team and what you should choose for each different element, right? Essentially to make your team better. So this is going on. The way that this works right now is you will get yourself some draw points from various events that are happening, specifically revolving around a holiday and unexpected guest event. Right here, you guys can see these draw points are available as you do certain things like the missions, for example, which will give you keys, and you do heart pounding tower every week, which will give you guys some of these loyalty event points, and then you'll do the boss challenge here, which also gives you guys some extra rewards along the way, including some points right here. This will be the best way to get yourself the most amount of points through this and get yourself some really good and big rewards. You might be wondering, hey Payne, I'm new to the game, what are the big rewards? Well, the draw point rewards right now are giving you 4 free SSR hunters and 8 weapons of your choice revolving around those specific hunters. So before I do the full breakdown here, guys, I want to do 2 quick little things. Number 1, as usual, don't forget to support your boy. Support program is going on. You guys can see here I was approved for the next code. I'm just waiting for it to pop in, so new codes will be coming your way. It's absolutely free, guys. All you gotta do is hit that support button. It's get you in. It's also in every single description and comment section, and it's pinned for you guys. And I'm sorry I haven't shaved. I've been just busy being a dad, and it's been pretty crazy. And also want to say just real quick, because I don't do this very often, if you guys are into Pokemon or into trading cards, I do have a rip and ship going on. I'm doing a ton of giveaways this month coming up. Anyone who buys in will get themselves opportunities to get up to any like SIR cards. It's gonna be Korean, Japanese, and English as well, plus some PSA 10 cards they'll be giving away. And we're also, of course, adding One Piece to the list of things that we're gonna be pulling, like I have been in the past. Let's go over this and cover this properly so you guys get the best idea of what to go for. So once you start on this mission of getting all of these loyalty events, here is my opinions on the best possible hunters you can go for. Okay, so first off, this right here is going to be your DPS hunter. You guys can see I chose Leonard for my win team because he's the only one I have on this team that's not an A5. And then, of course, I chose 2 of his weapons. Now, the people in this list were quite extensive, and they were mostly DPS. This is a DPS list right now. And the DPS were Leonard, Sung Il Hwan, Wet Chaw, Water Chaw, and then there was like Thomas and a few others. The most important 3 that really mattered were in fact Leonard, Sung Il Hwan, and probably Water Chaw. Now, which ones make the most impact for you at the moment is actually going to end up being Water Chaw, probably, to be honest with you, because of the new WOBL, the new Workshop of Brilliant Light. But there is another one coming out very soon, which we think maybe end up being Dark. So if you have not already done so, and you can't, let's say, get through this one for some reason, let's say you're newer or someone who's returning, you may want to consider going for Sung Il Hwan, especially because the new Igris is slated to be a Dark Infuser. Right, so the best DPS right now for Dark is in fact Sung Il Hwan. So if you are going to look into the future to build something for the upcoming events, then your best bet is probably to go for this crazy sexy man. Sorry, I said that. And that is Sung Il Hwan, obviously, and that will probably be the best combination to have with him and Igris, and most likely Isla. They're probably going to stay that 3 team is probably going to be what you're going to go with. Now, of course, you need a breaker. So if your Igris is not a breaker and is just an infuser, let's say he doesn't have a dual role, then you're going to want to switch out Isla most likely for Harper. Okay, so right now the best bet for if you cannot finish the new WOBL, or if you're looking for something upcoming, then Sung Il Hwan will be your best DPS. If not, then your next best DPS is going to be Water Chaw for the one what we're doing now, the WO with Voltaire now. And then, of course, if you're looking for just overall like Guild Boss DPS, if you want to build your win team like I am trying to do, then honestly Leonard would be your best choice. But those 3 are probably the best ones to go with. Thomas is still a really good choice because of the buffs they gave him, but unfortunately with Thomas you are required to build a lot around him with like Laura, which you can't currently get right now, and a few others as well too. So keep that in mind. If you decide to go with Thomas, that's gonna be the problem. Now, of course, when you're deciding on the unit you want to go with, you probably want to choose their weapons as well. You can see here I got 2 Leonard weapons right there as my complimentary free weapons. So that's your choice on what you want to do. If you want to complete someone else's weapon that you're currently working on, for me personally, it just made sense to go for Leonard stuff because everything else is already A5 to A10 for weapons. All right, moving over to breakers. So breakers was another good option here. You guys can see here for breakers, you get quite a few. You get Soren, you get Essel, you get Goto, you get Harper, you get Gunhee, you get Sa, Emma, Wu, Lim, and Beck. Okay, so the top ones here are going to be these three, literally these three. So I went with Goto. Again, building my win team. It's my weakest link right now. So for me, that'd be the best sense. Again, if you're looking for specifically Voltaire stuff and you want to build around what's happening now, then your best bet's going to be Soren. Soren's going to be your best bet. But out of all three of the breakers, Esso, Soren, and Goto is probably the best one. And overall content, especially when it's wind related, of course, he is the best one. And also I think he has the best support as well too for Jinnu when it comes down to overall damage and breaking abilities, right? So I would say him first if you want the overall best, especially if you're new and you want to build around something that's coming up, or if you're going to be someone who's focusing on Voltaire and you need to get Soren up for that specific fight or those fights, then you might want to build around him. Now, keeping in mind also that water, the reason why I'm choosing water over dark for Voltaire is the fact that both fights require water while only one fight requires dark. So that's the reason why water is getting a little bit more love. And then whatever you decide to go with here, of course, make sure you choose the weapon that's associated to that. All right, that's going to be the important one. Okay, next up here, you're going to have supports. Again, it doesn't stray too far from the current meta. Now, there's a couple changes here, though, that you might want to consider. Here, the best ones are going to be Jinna, Malin, and it's going to be Gina. Okay, those three, and Isla. So those four, I should say specifically, are probably your best bet. Now, I'm going to make this clear. If you already have Min, right? If you have Min already, Malin can be somewhat replaced with Min for the water team for the most part. Isla is fantastic for the dark team, and you almost want her for every dark team that you build around. And then for wind, Hatsumi used to be great. Jinna took over like gangbusters, so she's absolutely much better. Now, here's the thing though. If you have Freerun and you were around when Freerun was here, the only other unit here I'd say that's worthwhile pulling for, that's a little bit abnormal, that Freerun doesn't have much of the same thing for, is going to be, believe it or not, Libora. And that's mostly for guild boss fights, okay? So Libora is the only real non-support here. She is a support, but she's also somewhat of a damage dealer. Akari is pretty decent as well too, but I feel like Min covers all of those grounds. And of course, if you are looking for universal coverage, Min is still great, but he's also the oldest unit and most likely going to be replaced very, very soon. So I would say Jinna, Isla, Gina, and Min, and then the unorthodox version here I would put in Libora just for guild boss purpose. And again, use the same weapons here depending on who you want to go for. Okay, so that's going to be that one there, and then from there you guys can see we're pretty much getting only items until the last one, which will again allow us a full roster of characters. And this full roster of characters, quite honestly, again will depend on what you want to do. For me personally, it's going to be Leonard again, so I'm going to build my Leonard up completely through this, and I think it's a fantastic thing they've done by providing us this. And then of course I'm going to build on his weapons there, but this doesn't change. And if you're going to choose anybody from this list, guys, from the last one, make sure you try to get your DPS to A5. That's all your damage dealers. Your supports can be A3 to A5 as well too. Obviously they matter a lot, your breakers as well, but nothing in this game beats damage. Damage is king. You're on a timer, guys. If you don't beat the timer, you lose. Doesn't matter how good you are as a player. So keep that in mind. All right, folks, that's my suggestion on there for you. So it's either, for me, it's going to be Leonard. For you, it's either going to be Water Cha or Sang El Juan, or you may choose a support because you're so close to getting into A5. But whatever you decide to go with, check out the list I provided you. See what's closest to A5. See which ones you're desperately needing for your team, and go with those choices. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.